Good morning. Welcome to Goodwill Commodities. In this video presentation, we are going to see how we can trade in MCX crude oil for this week. This presentation is going to be a weekly presentation where we will be looking after for the weekly analysis. For this particular weekly presentation, we are using 1 hour chart. That means all the single candlestick here represents 1 hour. Whenever I place the cursor on any particular candlestick, you can see the date and time below. On the weekdays, during normal trading days, we will be using Goodwill Commodities charting tool for our support and analysis. You can see this blue color vertical line that indicates last week Monday's price opening. What we expected last week was, initially we expected that market has got the potential to stay in uptrend, and I want to say one thing, that contract which you are seeing now is the next December month contract. Since the November month contract is expected to expire within this week, we are using the December month contract for today's analysis and positioning, and for the weekly analysis also. So the price may be different. That is the reason I expect you to put some concentration, so that all the levels and these key zones will be new for traders. So what we expected on Monday last week was, we expected that crude oil has got the potential to stay in uptrend. So what happened? Initially the market on Monday, you can see Monday, and on the next day Tuesday, the price was completely dominated by the buyers, and the price reached till 6160. Don't confuse yourself with these blue color lines. I will be explaining you later. So what we expected was, we expected the price to stay in uptrend. So if we see our weekly analysis, what we did on Wednesday was, we shifted our decision, stating that the price can drop because on the previous contract we had 6020 as a key reference zone. When the price was trading below that, we expected the price to stay in downtrend. What happened after that? You can see the price from 6060 just follow the key levels. Why I had marked the 6060 as the next support level? You know that here if you see that the 6020, the price on November 1st, it considered this as a resistance and the price fell down. And on November 7th also, if you see that the price went up and tested this resistance and the price came down. On November 11th, the price took this as 6060 as a support, and then the price went up. So now it should be very clear for you why we use 6060 as the key zone. Since the price was trading below that, now you can see the price slowly came down and tested 5960 exactly, and then gave a bounce back. Then the price fell down and it closed near 5991. So on looking at the entire picture, we can say that on the first half of the last week, the price was dominated by the buyers, and on the next half it was dominated by the sellers, and the price closed below that. If you compare the price closing with the Monday's market price opening, it shows that the price closed below the price opening. Here the price opened on Monday, and if you see, the price closed lower. When we compare it to the previous week, if you see that this is the previous week, the market could not create a new low compared to the previous week. And if you see the high is around 6160. Last week the price created a new high compared to the previous week. You can see this vertical line that indicates the previous week price range. You can see that the price created a new high compared to the previous week. Now let us look at the entire price action and the major support and resistance. I had marked this blue color box which is going to play a very key role for this particular contract and for this particular week. Why I had marked this blue color box? Now we can notice that on October 30th, the price found a support and tried to move above from this key zone. Then there was a failure because the price failed to clear this blue color box, and then the price came down. On October 7th also, whenever I place the cursor, you can see the date and time below. And November 7th also, the price tried to clear having this as a support, and then the price came down. There was a bit of consolidation, And on November 8th, after the price clearing the zone along with the moving average, the price got some momentum and you got a big swing. So that was the reason we expected initially the market to stay in buying in the last week. On this particular week also, now you can see November 13th, and on November 14th and November 15th, every day, almost every day, you saw this particular zone between 6000 and 6020. Even if I trace this back also, now you can see on October 23rd, the price took some support in this area and gave a bounce back, and October 24th also the price gave a bounce back. If I push this chart backwards, you will see a lot of areas the price took some support in the 6000 and 6020 zone. So what does this indicate? This indicates that there are so many buyers in this particular zone. That is what it's clearly indicating. There was some lot of consolidation also happened in this particular area in the last week trading. Now let us go and see all these trend lines. How I had drawn these trend lines. I had connected the low that was created on 5th of November, and I had connected the low that was created on 14th of November. So I had drawn an uptrend line by connecting the two lows in order to project if there is any buying actually happening, because we are witnessing an increase in lows. So whenever there is an increase in low, we should use our traditional trend lines. Trend lines are also called support and resistance line. So these trend lines will be very effective in order to identify the trend. So I had connected these two lines in order to identify this particular trend. In the same way, I had drawn another uptrend line by connecting the low that was created on 14th of November and 15th of November. So I had drawn an intermediate trend line, so that let us see whether the price can possibly move along this trend line. So these are the two possible uptrend lines I had drawn. So now I am going to show you what are the downtrend lines I had drawn. So by connecting the high that was created on 12th of November and 14th of November, I had drawn a downtrend line, because we are witnessing a strong downtrend. If the trend is very strong, the price will stay within this downtrend zone, the downtrend line, and the price will be pushed to clear the base support of 5960. So the price will continue its trend. I had drawn another downtrend line. So I had picked the high that was created on 12th of November, the same high, and also the high that was created on 16th of October. From this particular area, we were witnessing a very strong downtrend. So what I did was I connected the high that happened on 16th of October and also the high that connected on 12th of November. So I had drawn this is quite a long term downtrend line. Even if there is some buying happening, the price will be expected to reach this trend line, and if the price is finding a resistance in this particular area, we should be very careful with that. That is the basic reason why we had drawn the trend lines in order to identify the trend, because whenever the price is consolidating, like what happened on the last week, so we should always use the powerful trend lines to identify the trend. So what we can do today and how we can position ourselves for this particular week. The expected price opening for today, based upon the NYMEX price direction, we are predicting the price opening that may be subjected to changes, because we are not taking the rupee factor into consideration. So on seeing the NYMEX price, we are expecting the price to open near 6020, the key zone, or maybe within this key zone. That is going to give us a lot of indication. So if the price is opening near 6020, if it is opening as per our expectation, what are all the possible outcomes for buyers? In order for the market to stay in buying for this particular week, what are the criteria that the price and the crude oil price should satisfy? It should take or consider this 6000 and 6020, the box which we had marked, as a base support, and it should put a closing above the average. Now you can see this moving average is also converging into the major support and resistance zone, which indicates this is going to be a very important zone for this particular contract. In the same area, we are going to get the trend lines also into position, the two trend lines. Now we can see if the price is going to clear above 6020, and if there is a price action above 6020, and if there is a strong buying, so if there is a lot of buyers who want to push the price higher, what it will do is that it will take support along this uptrend line and it will stay in uptrend for a long time. So what we need for buyers is that the price should comfortably stay above 6020. If the price can put a closing above 6020, that is enough for the price to shoot up and test 6120 and to test the previous week's high of 6160. So this is what we can expect for buyers, but the reason is very strong. We need a price action, because we know that whenever the price is clearing the 6020 zone, it will happen like this. On November 8th, the same thing happened. The price cleared the zone along with the average, and you saw the price staying near 6120, reaching 6160. So in the same way, if there is any actual buying, the price will consolidate here, taking the support like what it did on November 13th. So you can see November 13th and 14th, the price took the lot of support, and you will get a closing above 6020 or near 6060. That will give you a clear indication that the price can move up. This is the only way where you can pull buyers so that the price can move up. Let us see the possible outcome for sellers. For example, that the price again, like what happened on November 15th, the price taking a resistance around 6000 and to 6020, and if you find a closing below the previous Friday's price closing, which is 5990, if you find a closing below that, which means that the price is going to close within this downtrend line which we had drawn for today. As you can see, this downtrend line, or it is going to be a continuation of the trend that will again pull lot of sellers into action. So the price is likely to test 5920. That was the low that created on 6th of November, and even it can come down and test 5868, the low that was created on 5th of November. These are the possible outcomes. Today is going to be a very important and key day for crude oil traders, because the price will be staying in the very key zone of between 6020 and 6000. If you can put a lot of concentration in this particular area, we can say that you can get a very good profit in the coming days. So concentrate well on this particular area. You can use our charting tool, which has got the ability to show you where the price momentum is by showing a valuable trade signals. So you use our charting tool, follow the levels very carefully, and you need to have a screenshot of the trend lines and whatever we had drawn to assist you. If you have your own charting platform, then you can use that and draw the trend lines like how I had drawn the trend lines by connecting the lows and highs. So these are the various outcome for buyers and sellers. This is going to be the key zone 6020 and 6000, which I had marked. Stick with this zone, surely you are going to get minimum of 100 points profit in crude oil. So let us see what's going to happen during the trading session, and thanks a lot for watching our videos. Happy trading, take care, bye.